All right, hope a little bit better. Hello, guys, and welcome to another edition of Designing a Jedi. I'm your host, Digital Jedi Master, and I am drawing my YouTube channel art. You can look at live streams if you my channel and look at the playlist Designing a Jedi. You will see that I've been working on this for some time this week, and that I actually started last year when I first started my YouTube channel. But I have not gotten around to really working on it until this week. As you can see, if you looked at my channel art, you'll notice that I had a particular kind of art there, particular Jedi design there, and I didn't like it. And as it turns out, you really shouldn't try to design anything when you don't have your final costume design down. So basically, it's probably best not to try and design an action pose while you have trying not to design a costume in a pose. I mean, you can, but if you haven't designed your character yet and you're trying to design them doing something, it can be problematic. It's generally speaking best to try and do that design first. Know where you're going with it, and you will have better luck putting the character into action. Looks like I'm not having much luck with my live stream today. Even my computer, which I've just restarted, is extremely slow, so this may only be beneficial to people watching this on the recording when they watch it later on the recording, because that's how the terminology works. Since we're having so much trouble with the live stream today, and since I'm really behind, starting way later than I even planned, later than I originally planned, later than I secondarily planned, later than I thirdly planned. So we're only going to do this for about a half hour. I got a little munchkin that's hungry over here that needs to be fed, and she needs her medicine and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to take care of her as soon as I get some work done in here. Right now she seems happy enough wandering about the house, and hopefully she stays out of... Yeah. Don't eat that! A reoccurring phrase in my house. For those of you watching for the first time, you will probably notice me switching between Photoshop and OBS constantly. I'm not switching to OBS for any particular reason. I'm only switching windows because Photoshop sticks sometimes when using the pen tool, and it will not unstick, as is the case here, until I switch windows and switch back. In addition, I'm having a difficult time getting the stream to properly play today. It is hesitating, it is buffering. You can blame my lame ass computer for that. Some days it's good, some days it isn't. Pick a more appropriate brush here. Let's check and see what we've got running, because I'm having considerably more hesitation than I usually have. Almost looks like there's a Windows indexer is running. I've been meaning to turn it off on this computer. And that's minimized for some reason. It says here that my Smart Touch is not responding. Interesting. And I can't even get it to open. Let's take a look. Alright. We're going to end that, because that appears to be what's hanging the system up. Search indexer is up in there. And let's just free up a few things. Why do I still have Grambler installed? I have no idea. OBS seems to be running the hottest today. I don't usually have this much CPU being. Let's take a look at search indexer. Where is that? It's not taking up much. We'll go ahead and end it anyway, because I don't need it ever. This stuff's not doing anything. Task manager. But other than that, I mean, programs I gotta have running, otherwise. Okay. Search indexer can be stubborn sometimes once they shut down. I need to disable it. Alright. Gonna behave? Get the frick out of here, man. Go away. I'd shut it down right now, but that actually eats up a lot of processing power to just shut it down. So I'll remember that for next time. That this little stupid thing over here is sticking in. Yep, see, it eats up a whole bunch of CPU power. Alright. That in of itself kind of chews up some CPU power, but since... Let's see if that helps a little bit. Why does it say offline? Well, in any event, let's move on because we're burning daylight and I am not going to be on here for much longer. Yeah, I don't know if I even feel like inking these other. Well, let's ink the back. Get an idea what the back of the costume is going to look like. And as I mentioned before, the pen tool causes Photoshop to stick sometimes. Not all the time, but often enough. And I have to switch between windows to get it to unstick. See right there, it's stuck. Let's increase that brush size just a hair. Really been meaning to put the stroke pen option in one of my tablet shortcuts, but never found the exact button that I would want to put that in. Ideally, I'd like to have it in one of the pen buttons, but I already use, well, obviously this for the windows, and then I use this for selecting colors. really, it's only useful when I have the brush selected. And when I don't, I end up having to switch to the brush tool. Well, I could just switch to the... Well, I could just switch to the select tool, which I think is what? Is that I? Yeah, it's I. B is brush, P is pen, so I'll probably do that. Let's actually check. Let's see if tablet properties even opens for me, because some days it gives me this tablet driver is not found baloney. So we'll do the pen, and right now I have the modifier click. Real quick, what is the shortcut key for stroke? Anyone know? Nobody? We're going to search over here real quick. Shortcut key for stroke path. Yeah, I did not add a screenshot. That's just stupid. Mouse without borders not working properly. Shortcut key for stroke path. Is there even one to do that? You can add a shortcut key. Could do that. Let's see. Where are keyboard shortcuts? Is that in preferences? Interface where sync file. Where? Oh. Alright. Let's add our own shortcut for the stroke option. Paths. Stroke subpath control. Maybe something that I can't reach on my own. Something like control. Is there even a control comma? No. Can you use any of the special characters? No. Menu commands must include the control and or F key in their shortcuts. Oh, look at that. I actually have one in there already. Control dot. I must have done that earlier. Hold on. Let's test that. Let's we have a pass stroke. Let's unstroke this one and control dot. And it brings up the options. So, hey, watch your head. Clumsy child. Alright. So we'll just put control dot enter. Actually, just in case, let's put regular enter. Hey! What's that all about? Stroke path. Okay, I don't know how we ended up in. Alright, let's test it. And pop. Yep. Now I have to get into the habit of using it. That should make things faster. Not bad. Not bad. I can live with that. I just have to resist the urge to hit that button, or at least get into the habit of not hitting that button when I go to select colors from now on, because you know, you use a shortcut for a long time and it just becomes instinctive. This should work out fine. So you can add any key to the hotkeys on a Wacom tablet. One of the things that I like to do is I like to add shortcuts that maybe people don't think. Well, I assume they don't think to use. For instance, if you hit Alt and say, for example, you want to open the file menu properties on Photoshop, you could hit Alt and hit F, well, and it will open the F menu, and then you can move the arrow around to get to other menu items, or so like Alt F. Whoops. Looks like this for Alt F. Yeah, hold down Alt, hit F, and then if I were to hit the letter C, it would go to the very first C in that menu, which in this case is close. Or it would go to E, presuming that there isn't already a shortcut programmed to do something else when you hit Control FC, as some of these shortcuts are already assigned that have 3 keys. It will go right to that. And so that's a cool way of adding shortcuts that may be a little more complicated to your Wacom tablet. Hotkeys, or express keys, I believe they're called. There's those weird Bruce Timm feet again. If this is your first time here, I'm designing my YouTube channel art. Originally I was going with a generic Jedi design, trying to come up with something unique to me, and just wasn't working. And then I realized, well, I've been using the moniker Digital Jedi for I think I came up with it in 2004. No, it was probably sooner. It might have been 2004, 2003. I mean, I still have a MySpace page that uses the name Digital Jedi, so I've had it for a while. But it never occurred to me that, oh, Digital Jedi, you're saying that you're a Jedi in the digital realm, and you frequently use the greetings, the greetings programs line from Tron. Why not do a Tron-inspired Jedi? You have to be careful with the oh, I have white selected. I didn't realize. The stroke option uses the current color and the last brush selected, which it does not differentiate between the eraser brush and the regular brush tool. It selects from whichever one of these two, this brush here or this eraser here, was selected. So a lot of times I'm erasing stuff and I don't know why. It's not a skirt. It's kind of a skirt. since Jedi wear long robes, I figure this kind of cut, kind of like what Korra had on, kind of fits with the whole. Rather than doing robes, yeah, I could have made myself look like Flynn, and maybe they'll even be. Maybe as I get older, I'll do that. I'll do something that makes me, because presumably, I haven't really worked out the backstory to this. In a previous live stream, I was talking about how either maybe I wanted my backstory to be I was a Jedi sucked into the classic grid of Tron rather than a computer within the Star Wars universe, which would mean there wouldn't necessarily be the same type of alien life forms, or at least the representations in the grid, because aliens would have designed computers too. But rather we have Tron and we have Tron and all those characters that you could theoretically interact with. But then again, we've also never explored what the limits of the grid are. We know that the MCP wanted wanted access to government networks. But he was connected to like a global, it seems like he was connected to whatever internet we had at the time, which I'm pretty sure we had we had some networks at the time, but he didn't have it was limited. But we know he had access to something, because when you talk to programs on the grid, they were like one of the programs was an accounting program, like an early version of Microsoft Money that somebody had designed. He did help people plan for their retirement. It's weird how the program sort of kind of knew what users were, but didn't. That's a little too much. So presumably I'd like I don't know, I'd like to have a backstory for my avatar, my graphical representation here that is connected to Tron in more than just themes. I don't know. I can work those details out one day. I think one cool thing to do would be to have the alternative could be is that this is a Jedi that exists in the digital space somehow. Will you stop? Just stop. There you go. Stop. Didn't hold down the arrow keys for that long. Jeez. So one thing you can do is have a Jedi that is from there, and that's how he's able to use his force powers within the digital realm. Although I've always said that since I've been thinking of this concept, I've said that if the force is created by life, if life creates the force, then And there's no reason the life in the digital realm shouldn't also create the Force, because those are living beings too, just a different kind. And that would mean that the Force works differently in there. I don't necessarily know how it would work differently, but it would work differently. Seem to be having a little trouble selecting. Oh, yeah, that's not what we want at all. Nope, still not what we want. Every day you'll watch me struggle with this because I keep forgetting how this works. Subtract that shape. Oh, that's still wrong. I can't get my... Sometimes I can't get my head around this. Okay. We want to bring this shape to... This is a combined shape. And we want to bring it to the front. We want to subtract this shape from the front shape. And then we want to fill. Yeah, that's just filling everything. That's not how we want that. All right, let's try this. Okay, that fills it. No, we're still not getting it. Okay, so that fills it. What does this do? That fills everything. So if we do them together, no. It's possible that I've forgotten how this works. Exclude overlapping shape, maybe? No? It should be subtract, and I need to... Whoa. This is not subtract, this is combine. This is subtract. And for whatever reason, it is switching both. I think we figured this out last time by... No properties. Why does it have no properties? I don't know why. But for whatever reason, that shape has no properties. somewhere along the way. Yeah, yesterday I knew to do this, so. You know what? I've been at this longer than I intended. How long have I been streaming now? 34 minutes. That's how long about how long I said I was going to stream. Let me just get this. Let me just try and see if I can get my brain to remember this. I probably need more coffee or more alcohol. One of those. So, we have a circle here with no properties, two circles with no properties. Why is that? I don't know why that is. So if we bring this shape to the front and say subtract front shape, there we go. I don't know why that took me so long. That's just the way it goes. Oh goody, I get to watch my my struggle on the live stream delay over here in the corner of my eye. That's great. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here and take care of the little curly-headed girl that is wandering my house, chewing on my on the house blankets and things. I just assume that means that she's ready to eat. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I say we like I have a team. It's just me, and whenever I force my wife to shoot videos with me. But I'll have more for you guys in the coming weeks and months. I'm trying to get on a regular schedule here so that we can have more consistent content. These live streams, for example, I've been doing mostly every day. I can't guarantee that I will definitely be on Monday or that I will be on at any point this weekend, but you might see me probably do this in the evenings if I do it at all on the weekend. And hopefully I can just do this every day next week too. This was the first week trying this new schedule, and first week and a half, and things seem to have gone reasonably well. Yeah, like I said, I've got a lot of personal issues that I have to contend with, like my own sleep disorder and my little girl who I take care of on a full-time basis who has disabilities. So really the only way I'm going to get content out is if I have a regimented schedule. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will try to not turn this off too soon so that it doesn't cut off while you're in the middle of watching it. I know it does that to me on the regular when I'm watching other people's live streams and when I watch the preview. So I will take a minute to say goodbye before I shut the live stream off. Thanks to anyone. If this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to me. Hit that little bell icon if you want to be notified when I do go live and when I post new videos. Look, it's not going to blow you. It's not going to blow your notifications up. I'm not posting that often at the moment, but when I do, you'll know, and then you can untick the bell icon and just notice them when you feel like it. It's because isn't that the point for YouTube is to be able to watch stuff at your leisure. I think that's what YouTube is for. That's how I watch it. So maybe that's why my videos get posted so late. But in any event, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will see you on the grid. This is Digital Jedi saying peace out. That's not OBS. This is OBS.